Delaware, the oldest state, the second smallest state, a solid contender for the boringest state. 1.8 million corporations standing on top of each other under a trench coat. See, Delaware is known for having some very peculiar and idiosyncratic laws when it comes to, like, running a business and tax stuff. The tax code is not very taxy for businesses. People still have to pay. But yeah, so today we're going on a field trip. We're going to look at some sights and sounds. The first stop, Georgetown. Nope, not that one. Not even that one, either. Georgetown, Delaware. This is home to one of the state's 3 courts of chancery. It's a holdover from colonial times, and basically it's a direct descendant of English common law. The court system is based on almost exclusively off of, like, historical precedent rather than ad hoc interpretations of the law, or, like, common sense. It's just like, well, in the 1790s, we let businesses do stuff this way. Also, it pretty much exclusively hears cases relating to, like, business shit. So, as a result, it's extremely useful for creative rulings relating to stuff like the internet, or phones, or digital gambling, or whatever else that judges, clearly had in mind back in the 1700s. So, next one is a quick one. Seaford, Delaware's second largest city. This is a clip that I recorded doing the most exciting thing that I found to do in Seaford. Not beating the Delaware allegations. So this place was in the news lately for a highly divisive piece of state legislation that is, to my knowledge, still currently gridlocked, that would allow corporations to vote, like in local elections. Really not beating the Delaware allegations. So I'm no political scientist, but I think I might have spotted a problem with this idea, right? So in Delaware, it's very easy to set up a corporation. I mean, that's what the whole state is for. But what that means is now votes cost $200 each in Seaford. So if you think this is a good idea, I guess pass it. However, I just would like to make crystal clear, just for everyone, if this happens, I will crowdfund the Seaford mayoral election with the help of my company, Free Votes LLC, and related subsidiaries. After which, I am going to seize power in like a Outer Heaven style military junta thing. And I guess we go from there. But if you were in Seaford, God help you. Or alternatively, you could just not let corporations vote in elections. Wilmington, the big city. Now, despite having something of a reputation for being a murder-afflicted suburb of Philadelphia, it's actually a vibrant and historic city in its own right. Famous Wilmingtonians include Bob Dylan's wife, the murder lawyer, the president of Latvia, the president, Aubrey Plaza. That's a good one. So walking through Wilmington is a somewhat unnerving experience, and not just because the city feels and looks and sounds exactly like GM Big City. I figured out what makes it feel so ominous. So the entire city is basically a financial district, right? So what that means is at 5 p.m., everyone leaves the office, and the city empties out, and then it turns into the purge. The city also has no stores. No stores, no convenience stores. Just an endless expanse of brutalist concrete buildings. They did not put windows on the back of the building. It feels like... It looks like Need for Speed, the video game. I don't think these buildings are 3D modeled on the inside. So like I mentioned before, Delaware is home to a little over 1.8 million corporations, which is a rate of almost 3 corporations per Delawareian. This is due to a combination of a couple things, including low incorporation fees, registered agent services, which I'll get into in a second, a huge number of weird tax loopholes that are helpfully maintained by the Court of Chancery. So a registered agent is someone who, for a small yearly fee, will do business for another party in a different location. And by do business, I mean provide an address for service of process, aka getting sued. So, like, you hire someone to just have an address for you to get sued at. And then you legally get to say that you are headquartered in, that place. Now, in Delaware corporations do not have to pay taxes. In fact, take a look behind me at this B-roll, which I'm not in. This building is the Corporation Trust Building. It's the headquarters of more than 280,000 corporations in this country. Like, the low one-story one. A lot of security cameras. All right. It's corporations that you know and love. Some fan favorites: Apple, Verizon, Walmart, Yum Brands, Coca-Cola. Probably some like 279,995 more at least. Now, Mr. Simulator, I see you wondering, wouldn't that mean that there's no downside whatsoever to just legally headquartering your corporation in Delaware and then getting to not pay taxes? Yeah. Now, I see some confusion, and it's like, well, this makes no sense. They're not even profiting off of letting them do that. They just, don't have to pay taxes. Curious, isn't it? In fact, it's estimated that between 2002 and 2012 alone, corporations avoided paying $9.5 billion in taxes just through specific Delaware tax bullshit. And then when you weigh that against, Delaware's other contributions to the country in that time period, we end up with a net value of negative $9.5 billion. So, like, given these circumstances, this scenario, like, some people, might start to wonder, like, how did this happen? This kind of seems like it was done on purpose. It kind of seems like this was done on purpose by one specific Delaware resident in exchange for personal favors later on. Ian Fidance. So as a result, I'm in favor of a national Delaware awareness campaign called Unfuck Your Corporate Tax Structure, or We Give You to Maryland. Call me right, I creep at night. Posse deep is how I creep. Call me right.